Right, match reaction. Here are my thoughts on Luton winning 1-0 at home against Hull. Not going to lie to you, this video is going to be very challenging because I don't want to come across super negative. Despite Luton winning, I still wasn't happy with certain parts of our game, but I'm going to look at the positives as much as I can. Going to Leeds away on the back of a win is going to be so much better going to Leeds away on the back of a draw or a defeat. So that's one very good positive. I didn't think we were amazing today, I have to be honest. I didn't think we got out of first gear. I thought going forward we were quite poor. I really did. I thought that we were good in elements of our press. We managed to win the ball back quite a lot in Hull's defensive half. I thought the way they were playing out from the back was quite different, with the centre half just coming to take the ball from the goal kick. But Hull, I thought, were quite impressive with possession, but with that possession they lacked so much, you know, final third quality. But I'll go more in depth in a second. But I want to talk about the starting 11 from Luton, because it did come out after the game in Edwards' interview with the BBC Three Counties reporter that Amari Bell dropped out just before today's game, so he was actually meant to start. Hopefully this injury, hopefully it's illness related and it's not an injury. Hopefully he's not going to be missing for the game against Leeds, because he's going to be absolutely essential, because we are short in that left wing back role. And if Chong is going to be playing as a left wing back against Leeds, I think we are going to struggle slightly. But I thought he did okay. I thought he did a good job despite playing out of position. You've got to remember, he's an attacking player, he's not a defensive player, and I thought he did alright. I thought he did really well. But we'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, Amari Bell, obviously missing from the starting 11, and we had Reece Burke at right wing back. And of course, when I'm looking at the starting 11, I'm seeing Tom Holmes, McGuinness, Menji, Reece Burke. I'm like, right, are we playing a back four? Are we playing a back five? Of course, once the game got going, it was quite obvious to see that we were playing a back five. Reece Burke was being the right wing back, and of course, Chong being the left wing back, with the three centre halves of Holmes, McGuinness, and also Menji. I thought defensively we did quite good. If I'm being honest with you, I thought Menji for me was my man of the match, because the amount of interceptions he made, blocks, last minute blocks, the recoveries. There was two moments in the game where Hull got in behind and they played a ball across the 6-yard box ready for a tap in, but there was Tiedemann Menji there last minute to obviously intercept the ball and clear it away. And if he wasn't positioned in the right area at the right time, you're looking at 2 tap-ins for Hull. Talking about Hull, the amount of possession they kept throughout today's game, I thought they were moving the ball quite well, and I thought what they were trying to do, you can really see. But the lack of quality in the final third, it looked like they were trying to do too much. I honestly feel like if we were playing against the Hull team from last season, we would have struggled massively, because they would have had that quality to maybe convert the chances which they were creating. But I couldn't believe how poor they were going forward. They did have 1 or 2 moments where I felt they definitely should have scored. But then again, I did think we defended well in certain moments, and we managed to kind of, I guess, ruin their confidence even more in terms of coming at us a little bit. But I thought with the way we were playing, the press, it was working. But the first half, up until the point where we got the first goal, I thought we were really poor. I have to admit, it felt like we were just waiting for Hull to score. And we got the goal from the corner. Baptiste with this corner this time puts in a ball. I think someone wins it, a flick on the near post, and McGuinness with a great finish to make it 1-0. And from that moment when we got the goal, I felt it gave us a little bit of confidence to kind of dictate the play a little bit, and we were then playing with a little bit more conviction. I think prior to the goal we weren't really getting out of first gear a little bit, whereas once we got the goal, I think we were a lot more confident in ourselves that we actually, yeah, let's go and get the second a little bit. And I felt like the body language and the confidence from the players, you can clearly see once we got the goal. And then obviously half time came about, Second half, I thought we continued a little bit, but then the substitutions, they changed a few things. I thought Walsh coming on was absolutely brilliant. I thought the passing he was doing, I also thought his corners were absolutely brilliant. They were whipped in with pace, and it caused Hull defenders problems. That's what a corner should do. It should cause plenty of, of problems for both teams, so they can attack it, and we nearly scored. And then there was one moment, I think the ball went out of play, but it was an unbelievable finish from McGuinness, but the ball just went out of play to make it, of course, 2-0, but obviously went out of play. But then towards the back end of the half, it ended up being Hull, as expected, because they managed to keep themselves in the game, as it was only 1-0, and they were piling on the pressure, but a lot of their chances were coming from distance. They weren't able to break us down, which was really good, which it shows that defensively we were a lot more confident, and we were putting our bodies on the line in very difficult conditions, which I did like. But going forward, we just weren't really good enough. It felt like we were never really going to get the second goal. There was one moment in the game where I think 3 players on the edge of our box went for the ball. I think Hull players went for the ball, and then Chong managed to break through. He does this unbelievable run, down the whole pitch. But then he couldn't find that pass to give to Brown, which potentially could have killed the game off to make it 2-0. I don't know what he was trying to do. Maybe he was caught in two minds on whether to shoot or go for it himself or to pass the ball. But unfortunately, we weren't able to take full advantage of that. And yet, I can't really, if you ask me to think of opportunities which we created today, I can't think of many. The Hull City keeper didn't make many saves. You could say the same with Thomas. He didn't really make many saves himself. But Hull did hit the post. They were having shots from distance. They were the one looking more likely to get the next goal. But we managed to hold on. We managed to grind out that result and get the 1-0 win. Maybe saying a draw is a fair result. I think that is a fair statement to make. But look, there's been times this season where we have played well but haven't got the 3 points, and today we got the 3 points. Happy days. But yeah, I do think going to Leeds, we need to up that level. We're not, I still think we're playing in first gear. I really do, and I don't want to sound harsh, but I do think we were in first gear today, and Leeds is going to be 10 times more difficult. If Leeds have the opportunities which Hull got today against us on Wednesday night, then they're more likely going to take full advantage of it because they've got the quality in the final third. That's what worries me a lot more. We're going to be on the back foot for large portions of that game against Leeds. They are the home side. The pressure's going to be on them. It's kind of going to have to be a very counter-attacking style of play from Luton. But what worries me at the moment is the lack of goal threat from us. We don't look like we're going to score many goals. But look, I don't want to focus about that too much. 3 points, clean sheet. We go into the Leeds game with a bit of confidence, and yeah, look, let's hope we can get something from it. I would 100% take a point before a ball is kicked. So look, those are my thoughts. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to give a fair assessment, but I just didn't think we were that great today. But there were elements which were good about our play, but there were still some elements that were not good. But we ended up getting the result, which is happy days. But yeah, let me know what you think down below. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video when I pick out 5 things which I believe we learned from this game against Hull. I'll see you guys tomorrow.